What's going on, guys? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, had some good food, and pants still fit, hopefully. We are now going into, obviously, Friday and Black Friday. Now, some of that obviously comes with all the advertisers putting out their stuff, having their sales, having their discounts, 50, 60% off, all the stuff that will not last other than, today, this weekend. The first 10 people, after that, it's gone. You're never going to see it again, right? As part of the military community and plenty of friends that have been part of the first responder side of things, oftentimes getting loans, credit, buying used cars, new cars, not very hard. At this point, they know that you're a guaranteed paycheck, and if they ever have to come after wages or garnishments, you're likely not leaving because you've got a retirement plan or you're there for a certain period, got a contract if you're military. They know that they've got you. And I can tell you down in Camp Lejeune area, there's plenty of buy here, pay here's. Yes, you could absolutely get that car that you feel you deserve. And it would only cost you, $499, $700 a month, $1,000 a month. And they would not care what that would do to you. They're never going to ask. And it doesn't matter to them. If you can pay for it, that's all they care about. And so, I would caution going out and buying the Xbox, the PS5, or whatever the new cool thing is. If you can afford it and you can pay for it cash, or you definitely know that it's not going to put you in a tight spot, then by all means, if you're doing hard work and all year you've worked towards that and you've gotten to where you need to be to make that happen, then do it. Reward yourself. But going down that path where, you've got the brand new Xbox and the 10 games and everything that go with it, but then it's on the credit card that's, getting a minimum payment for the next forever years, really, to be honest, at 20+% interest when you start to figure everything out, or worse. Those are things to think about. It brings excitement for the time being, for the first couple, maybe days, hours. But at the end of the day, when you're still paying for it, weeks, months, years later, was it really worth it? You've got to live your life for you, and not necessarily for the social media highlight reel. Just because your friend or the people you follow, they have all got this stuff, or they're showing you how cool it is. Just think about it before you do it. I've got a couple notes that I kind of wanted to make sure I covered, so I'm going to kind of turn here. Black Friday, all of us have fun watching the 30-second clips of people bum rushing and fighting over the TVs and fighting over the Xboxes and all that stuff. But is it really worth all the stress and everything that comes with that? To be real, is it something that you can get at another time? Do you absolutely have to have it now? Think about those things. Credit card debt and the minimum payments. I highly suggest, if you have not, go out there and put in, credit card, what your current interest rate is, put in what your credit limit is, and if you were to spend that or spend half of that, making the minimum payments, figure out what that would take to pay it off. Hint, typically, you're never going to pay it off. You're paying interest or interest and fees, and you're barely getting anything off the principal. And if you're consistently spending new money on it or new credit on it, that's something that you're going to have at all times. And it becomes almost a monthly expense that you always have. And there's definitely some freedom in not having that monthly expense. So, there's plenty of people out there and plenty of us that have businesses that use credit cards to pay our monthly expenses and get points and fly and do all kinds of cool stuff with. And that's great if you have the discipline to pay it off every month, and or, whatever that looks like for it to make sense to use it. But typically a zero balance when the statement comes out. But if you're not doing that, it can get bad, it can get ugly quickly. So think about that. And so, that was essentially what I wanted to bring up. I did look real quick between some websites, military.com, consumer credit, just as a bringing it home. Credit cards. 91% of families have at least one credit card in the military, compared to only 69% in the civilian side. Compared to 26% of civilians, 36% have at least 4 credit cards in the military. And of that, 41% have at least 5,000 in credit card debt. So 27% have 10,000, 10%, 20,000. I don't know if you know what those payments look like, but you're definitely talking a couple $100, if not more, every month in credit card payments. And so think about those things and see if it makes sense to just pay for it cash or not do it at all. If you are going to do it, hey, there's definitely some things to think about. You know, where your money is spent matters. So simple Google search, or even asking your phone, Siri, Google, whatever, search up local vendors that are either first responders, retired military, retired veterans, etc., small business. Spending your money with some of these companies could literally be the difference between them keeping their doors open for another month or not, versus Amazon and others. You know, at the end of the day, they really don't care. You're just another number. So think about that. Do some searches for your local vendors and what they have. And if you're willing to spend a couple extra bucks to keep it local and with our group, you know, first responders, veterans, and military, definitely try to do that. And that's something that I definitely go out and try to do. You know, am I going to sit here and tell you that literally everything I buy, I go and look to see if it's US made? Do I look that it's a veteran small owned? No, I don't. There's some things that I have that we simply buy online, buy through some of the big retailers, but I do go out of my way and I make an attempt and an effort to buy local and small business here and there as well. So keep that in mind. If you need something, reach out, but hope you're having a good Friday. Don't go out and spend too much on a bunch of stuff that you don't need. But take care.